Good morning, class, and welcome to grade 10 TLE class. So I'm your teacher for today, Miss Sherelyn Bituin. But before we proceed, let's start with a prayer. Please all rise up and let us pray.
Ang ganda ng buhay, mahal kong Diyos. Sana papuri sa'yo'y tunay na malubos. Nais kong mabuhay sa mundong kay ganda, na dinadakila'y pangalan mo tuwing na ikaw na ang bahala sa amin naman. At sa mga araw na darating pa, dalangin namin ay pagpalain mo sana. Ikaw ang pag-ibig namin at pag-asa. Ikaw na ang bahala sa amin naman. At sa mga araw na darating pa, tanging sa'yo lamang hihingi ng awa. Sa bawat sandali, ikaw na ang bahala. Makulay ang buhay, mahal kong Diyos. Sana pagmamahal mo sa mundo'y bumuhos. Salamat sa pag-ibig na nasa puso ko. Salamat sa buhay na galing sa'yo. Ikaw na ang bahala sa amin naman. At sa mga araw na darating pa, dalangin namin ay pagpalain mo sana. Ikaw ang pag-ibig namin at pag-asa. Ikaw na ang bahala sa amin naman. At sa mga araw na darating pa, tanging sa'yo lamang hihingi ng awa. Sa bawat sandali, ikaw na ang bahala. Ikaw na ang bahala sa amin naman. At sa mga araw na darating pa, dalangin namin ay pagpalain mo sana. Ikaw ang pag-ibig namin at pag-asa. Ikaw na ang bahala sa amin naman. At sa mga araw na darating pa, tanging sa'yo lamang hihingi ng awa. Sa bawat sandali, ikaw na ang bahala. Sa bawat sandali, ikaw na ang bahala.
Okay, let us check our attendance. May I call on our secretary, Miss Elijah? Kindly check our attendance for today, please. I'm glad that no one is absent for today. Okay, so everyone, please raise up your hands. Everybody, hands up. Then down. Pick up all the pieces of paper under your chair and please arrange your chair. Make sure that our surrounding is clean. Okay class, may I present to you our objectives for today. May I call on Miss Maria? Kindly read our first objective please. Okay, thank you. So number 1, to identify the 3 types of business organization. And number 2, please, read Mr. John. Thank you. Number 2 is to differentiate sole proprietorship, partnership, and corporation. And our last objective, anyone? Yes, please, Mr. Peter. That's right. Explain the importance of having a business. So those are the 3 objectives that we have for today. But before that, let's have a recap for our previous topic. What is hazards? Anyone? Yes, please, Miss Janelle. That is right. Hazard is a situation that could be dangerous, like slipping and falling. How about risk? Anyone? Yes, Samantha. Correct. Risks are the possibility that something bad will happen. And how about the 5 major kitchen hazards? Yes, John? That is right. We have physical hazard, ergonomics hazard, biological hazard, electrical hazard, and chemical hazard. That is right. And I have 5 questions here. Kindly identify what kinds of hazards are those. Kindly read and answer question number 1, please. Yes, Mateo? That is right. Water spilled on the floor near sinks, steam tables, and dishwashers or in the freezer is a physical hazard. How about question number 2? Anyone? Yes, Ella? Thank you. That is correct. Bending over from the waist to lift cases, boxes, trash bags, or large mixer bowls, that is ergonomic hazard. Question number 3. Kindly read and answer, please. Yes, Andrew? That is correct. Chemical hazard. Using cleaning products from another department or bringing them from home is a chemical hazard. Question number 4. Anyone? Yes, Summer. That is correct. Electrical hazard. Cords on the floor in the cashier or serving areas are not covered or are too short to reach the floor. That is electrical hazard. And last question. Kindly read and answer, please. Yes, EJ? Thank you. Physical hazard. Removing pans from ovens and steamers is a physical hazard. All right. Okay, class. Do you want to play a game? Yes? Do you want to play a game? Okay, are you excited? Okay, so our game for today is Guess the Logo. So the direction is you're going to guess the logo in 5 seconds. Just raise your hands when you want to answer. Understood? Is that clear? Okay. So our logo number 1. Ready? Logo number 1. Okay. Answer please. Maria? Yes. Jollibee. We are very familiar with that, right? Okay. Ready? Logo number 2. Who wants to answer? Yes, Mateo. Logo number 2. That is Wendy's. That's right. Okay. Next one. Next logo. Who wants to guess the logo number 3? Yes, Apple? That's right. Apple is the answer. And logo number 4. Okay, logo number 4. Yes, John? That is Chanel. That's right. And the last logo, get ready. Okay, what's the logo number 5? Yes, Jack? Correct. That is Nike. So, thank you for joining our game for today. Did you have fun? Great. Okay, class, so based on the game that we had, what do you think is our lesson for today? Anyone? Yes? That is right. We will be discussing the types of businesses that we have here in the Philippines and even abroad. So to elaborate further our topic for today, I prepared a video clip. So please watch and try to understand because later we will have a group activity.
From an accounting perspective, the three most common classifications of businesses are the sole proprietorship, the partnership, and the corporation. Let's start with the sole proprietorship. A sole proprietorship is where one person starts a business, and could be as simple as opening a lemonade stand in your neighborhood. It's easy to set up, you have full control over it, and there aren't many tax requirements. However, there are some drawbacks. In a sole proprietorship, you have unlimited liability. This means that if your business is unable to meet financial obligations, a creditor, like the bank, can come after your personal assets, such as your house or even your car. The primary way you'd be financing your business is through bank loans or personal investments, and the life of your business is only as long as your own. Now let's say you decide to open a lemonade stand, but this time with a few friends. This would be considered a partnership. A partnership is quite similar in the sense that it's also very easy to set up and has no special tax requirements. There is shared control of the business and you have access to a lot more resources. One of the biggest consequences of a partnership, however, is that you are liable for any of your partner's debts or bad decisions. Finally, the third type of business organization is a corporation. Unlike the first two, a corporation is a separate legal entity. Think of it as its own person. It is much harder to set up and has its own tax requirements. The benefits of incorporating your business can be quite rewarding though. Through stockholders, you can raise a large amount of capital. You are not personally liable for the business's debts, and the life of the business is infinite and doesn't parallel the life of any individual. You are most likely interacting with all three of these business organizations on a daily basis without even noticing. The best business organization for any business depends heavily on the long-term goals of the business, but is an important distinction to make.
Okay, class, so did you understand what the video is all about? Thank you. Okay, so now we will proceed with our group activity entitled Group Ko, Proud Ako. So the instructions, the class will be grouped into three. Each group will be given different types of business. So each member of the group will share ideas and opinions on how to find the answer. Cooperative learning is encouraged in this activity, and choose a reporter to present your answer. Write your answers on the material given to you, and as the group finish the output, all the members of the group will shout, Group Ko, Proud Ako. Okay class, so here's our rubrics for our group activity. The explanation and reasoning are very clear, precise, and coherent. That is 5 points. The explanation and reasoning are clear, precise, and coherent. 3 points. The explanation and reasoning are vague and not accurate. That is 2 points. And the last one, no explanation, no accurate, and not accurate, is 1 point. Alright, so let's proceed. Okay class, so let's do our groupings. This will be group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. So group number 1, your topic is the sole proprietorship. So please discuss and explain the advantage and disadvantages of sole proprietorship. Group number 2 is about partnership, and number 3, corporation. So I will give you 15 minutes to finish your output, and the timer starts now. Okay class, time's up. So I guess group number 1 is ready to present sole proprietorship. Okay, thank you. Group number 2, partnership. Okay, thank you. Group number 3, corporation, thank you. Okay, class. So I have questions here. Number one, how did you find the activity? Thank you. You had fun? Okay, that's great. Thank you. And were you able to identify the different types of businesses? Yes. Thank you. And how about the difficulties you encountered during the activity? Okay, some are not participating. Maybe they need further explanation and they need more clarification about our topic for today. Explain further and elaborate our topic, the 3 basic types of businesses. Let me discuss to you it one by one. The 3 types of businesses, as mentioned earlier, is the sole proprietorship, partnership, and corporation. Let's start with sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship is a business owned and operated by one person. That is the easiest and most popular type of business ownership. Can anyone give an example of sole proprietorship? Yes, Anna? That is right. Sari-sari store can be an example of sole proprietorship. Sari-sari store in our local places is mostly owned by only one person. Therefore, a sari-sari store is an example of sole proprietorship form of business or ownership. Okay, so now that we know the meaning of sole proprietorship, let us proceed with the advantages. So the answer of group 1 earlier, the one who was assigned for sole proprietorship, that is correct. The advantages, it is easy and inexpensive to create. Another one, owner makes all business decisions and activities. So the answer was correct, and the owner receives all profits since the owner is just one person. They receive all the profits of the business. Least regulated type of business ownership, and business itself pays no taxes. Taxes are paid as personal income of the owner. So the answer on the activity was all correct. Now let us proceed with the disadvantages of sole proprietorship. Owner has unlimited liability for all debts and actions of the business. Unlimited liability means the debts of the business may be paid from the personal assets of the owner. And another disadvantage is it is difficult to raise a capital. Since there is only one owner, it is difficult to find resources for the business. Sole proprietorship is limited by his or her skills and abilities. The death of the owner automatically dissolves the business. Okay, so let's proceed with the second type of business, that is partnership. Anyone from group 2, what is partnership again? Yes, Joshua? That is correct. Partnership is a type of business ownership in which 2 or more people share the assets, liabilities, and profits. So let's proceed with the advantage of partnership. Group 2, what was the advantages that you wrote earlier? Correct. Share decision making and management responsibilities. Another advantage is easier to raise capital than in a sole proprietorship. Few government regulations and business losses are shared by all partners. And disadvantages of the partnership may lead to disagreements. Some entrepreneurs are not willing to share responsibilities and profits. Some entrepreneurs fear being held legally liable for the error of their partners. Each owner has unlimited liability. So the answers of group 2 was all correct. Now let's proceed with the topic of group number 3, corporation. Anyone from group 3? Yes, Andrew. That is right. Corporation is a form of business ownership in which business owned by 2 or more persons aside from the owners. Many people known as shareholders are engaged in a corporation through their investment known as shares or stocks. So that is corporations. There are 2 types of corporations: non-profit corporation and limited liability company or LLC. The non-profit corporation, would you like to read? Yes. Maria? Thank you. So non-profit corporation is legal entities that make money for reasons other than owners' profits. So examples of non-profit corporations are churches, charities, education foundations, and trade associations. And let's proceed with the limited liability company. Can you read, please? Yes, Chanel? That is a new type of business ownership that provides limited liability and tax advantages. Examples of these are law firms and medical firms. Okay. Like the other two businesses, corporation also has its disadvantages. So let's proceed with the advantages of the corporations. Corporations can raise money by issuing shares of stocks. Offers owners limited liability. Owners are liable only up to the amount of their investments. So people can easily enter or leave the business by buying or selling their shares or stocks. The business can hire experts to professionally manage each aspect of the business. So those are the advantages of the corporation. The disadvantages are legal assistance is needed to start a corporation. Startup is costly. Corporations are subject to more government regulations than partnerships or sole proprietorship. A lot of paperwork is involved in running a corporation. Income is taxed twice for the corporation. What are the types of business ownership and how are they differ from one another? Yes, James? Thank you. So sole proprietorship is a business owned and operated by one person. And the partnership, it is a type of business that is two or more people share the assets, liabilities, and profits. And in corporation, that is a business ownership in which business owned by two or more persons aside from the owners, many people known as shareholders and engage in a corporation through their investments known as shares and stocks. That is right. Thank you. Very well said. And the question number 3, why do you think it is important to know these different types of business ownership? Anyone from the group? Yes, Leo? Thank you. Very well said. So it is important to know the types of business. So in future, if you want to build your own, you will know what are the advantages and disadvantages that you might encounter. Alright, class. So please exchange your paper with your seatmates and let us check your quiz. Okay, number 1, what form of business ownership is the easiest and most popular type of business ownership? Answer? Correct. Sole proprietorship. Okay, 1 point. Number 2, what is the difference between the sole proprietorship and partnership? Anyone? Correct. Letter A, number of members. Okay, so let's proceed. Number 3, what form of business ownership that business risks are shared by many people? Answers? That is right. Letter B, corporation. And number 4, in one sentence or two, give the importance of business. Yes, Melody? Yes, that is correct. Please check. And John? Yes, that is correct as well. Any more answers? Yes, Mateo? Yes, please check. Okay. How many of you got 5 correct answers? Please raise your hand. Okay, well done. How many got 4 points? Okay, thank you. 3? None of you got 3. How about 2? 1? Okay, good job. I'm so happy. I therefore conclude that all of you understood the lesson for today. So most of you got 5, some got 4, and none got 3, 2, or 1 point. Alright, class, so let's call it a day. So thank you so much for listening, and goodbye.